Hey y'all, welcome back or welcome for your first time. I am Brandy Lucas and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to curl your hair with a flat iron at home. Of course, before we start, we always want to use high quality products. I am using my line of products, the Pixie-Ish Daily Moisturizing Cream first. And to that, I am adding the Pixie-Polish Growth Oil. This is our peppermint based light daily hair oil. I mix those together in my hands and thoroughly apply them to my hair. So I'm working it completely through the hair, breaking up the mold a bit and making sure that the hair is getting the moisture as well as my scalp before I go in and add heat. Struggle to get your hair to last, to look shiny and healthy and not be frizzy when you curl it yourself at home. I want you to pay attention to the products that you're using. I'm using the Pixie-Ish micro iron. It is our 3/10 inch micro flat iron. Gives you the ability to control the heat, which I am a big stickler about. I set my iron to about 320 and then I pulled out my first section. I'm going for a curly look today because curly has been working great for me with workouts, and it just makes it where I don't have to curl my hair a lot during the week. And to do that, sealing in these curls only works when I use the Pixie Pomade. The pomade is a hair wax, and the wax is the secret sauce to make sure that those curls are in there and stay in there. I can put my scarf on at night. I can get up in the morning, run my fingers through them, and they are still intact. So you want to make sure, if you want good results, that you start with a good base. Make sure that you're using proper products. Something that's also important is the size of your section. If you can see here, I have a small section of hair, and this is like the thinnest area of my head, the crown of my head, and I'm still taking small sections to make sure that the heat is penetrating and that each section has a silk to it. I don't need any spritz. I don't need any holding spray because I've used the products that are going to lock the curls in place, protect my hair from the heat, and give me that sheen and moisture that I'm looking for. So you want to make sure that you are taking your time when you're curling your hair at home. Use small sections and use the amount of heat that works for your hair's thickness and density and all of that. Sometimes you have to play around with it, which is why I am a big proponent of making sure that you only use an iron that allows you to bump up or take down the heat. I'm taking this wax off the back of my hand and I'm adding it to every section, just a small amount, because it is how I lock the curls in. It silks the hair. It allows the iron to glide. And when I say these curls be locked in and I don't have to use anything that makes my hair hard, I love a soft hairstyle, because in the event that something goes wrong and I need to fix it, I can fix it easily without feeling like I'm combing through spritz and gel and hard products that break your hair off. So I'm just going down the section, taking small sections and making tight curls, some going forward, some going backwards. And I determine the direction that I'm going to curl the hair based on how my mold was set. Y'all know I have 1,000,001 molding videos on the channel, so I will link to some below if you are still mastering your mold. But that sets the basis for how I'm curling the hair. So I have one straight line. Before I go on to the next section, I'm taking a small section. I know it takes more time when you do small sections, but your hair will last longer and it'll look far more polished. I'm adding just a little bit more wax to each curl, and going in, I'm adding just a little bit of volume on this curl because I'm trying to point the hair in the direction that I want it to go in. Sectioning out the next section as close to the curl above it as I can. That keeps you from having gaps in the style. All of these little tweaks are a little bit more time consuming, but they really go a long way in allowing your style to last. So you see that I am parting underneath the curl above. That way the curls are overlapping and they're just like laying on top of one another. That way you just get a flow for the style. It's great for making a wave look, a curly look. It gives you volume even if your hair is finer. So there is benefit to taking these smaller sections and making sure that you are using a product on your hair that will seal the curl in. Once I've curled my hair On this day, I didn't have to curl my hair for about 5 or 6 days after this, except for probably bumping like my sideburns or something. But those curls in the top, baby, when I say they were locked and loaded, locked and loaded. As you continue to go underneath the curl above, you'll see that you're creating a pattern and the hair almost tells you what direction you want it to go in. As I get around my face framing where I've molded my hair, I'm shaping the curls to go in the same direction that I molded my hair before. If you're struggling to maintain your short hair, curl your hair at home yourself, I'm here to help. Click the link in the description. For a limited time, I am offering virtual styling sessions. Let's get it together, child. It's not as hard as it looks. Let's get into the importance of the face framing. If you are a person who likes a little razzle dazzle, a little extra detail, going that extra mile to learn to master your mold and add those little face framing feminine effects to the mold is great if you wear your hair in like a flatter style, finger style, how I'm known for wearing my hair, but it also takes your curled style up a level. It really adds a very soft feminine touch. I'm going back into the pomade. As I go over to that other side, I'm just working it on the back of my hand because the pomade is a wax. It is a thicker consistency, so you want to use the heat of your hand to warm it up and break it down. That way you can distribute it the way that you need to. I'm starting a new section, starting back at the crown of my head. Again, this is a finer section of my hair, so I'm taking caution with the amount of heat. When I go up here, I generally bump the heat down a little bit, and I'm making sure that the hair is properly coated so that it's protected from the heat. So that's why I keep that wax on the back of my hand. It makes for easy access. The product is already heated up and breaking down, and I can just add it to the section as need be. So I'm going in the same pattern as I did with the previous sections, going small sections, going underneath the section above, taking a small parting, pulling the next section out, and making sure that the curls are overlapping one over another one. Wearing this tighter curl style gives the ability for me personally to be able to curl my hair once a week and not have to curl it throughout, at least not go through the whole styling process again throughout the week. So if you are looking for a style that gives you more longevity, if you are a weekend reset type of girly and you want to do your hair once for the week, this is a great option to go with a style that is a bit more curly, but make sure that you are using the proper product to keep the hair hydrated, to keep it shiny and looking great. You don't want it to be stiff. Just because you want your style to last long does not mean it has to be crunchy and stiff. You need to use the proper products and the right procedures to get the result that you want. It's possible. When it comes to styling the back section of your hair, you're going to follow the same pattern you would in the front. You're going to take small sections, and the key is to make sure that your curls are overlapping. The top one is falling right under the other one. You're not seeing partings in between them. It'll give for a fuller and more polished look. The curls on the sides and back are generally the ones that we got to work on the most if you sleep on them and if you sweat in your head. So making sure to add the pomade instead of a spritz will lock the curl in, coupled with the heat, and make it where you have more longevity to the style. This is all preference. Now, if you prefer spritz, do your thing, but I want to give an option for people who want a softer style. I'm making my way around my head and starting on the section on the other end of the part. Now, I have this distinct part, but I am curling my hair toward the part and not away from it. My edges are a little fine, and that's a way that I would be definitely pointing out the fineness of them if I curl away from them. So I'm curling into the part. The part will still show itself there, but it won't be blaringly obvious that my hair is finer on the edges. So if you deal with fine edges and you want to play around with wearing a part, that's something that you can add to your toolkit. Y'all know I'm used to wearing my hair flat. How are we liking me with a bit more curl? Comment below. Following the same pattern, I zoomed through this other side, just kind of curling back and forth to give a bit of a wave vibe on that side. Once I finished the other side, all I had left was a small portion in the back. So I repeated the same pattern, taking small sections and curling one curl to fall over the one above it, creating tighter curls because they will fall naturally on their own. And before we knew it, I had a whole head full of curls. I just took the point of my comb and kind of broke them up a little bit. In those finer sections, it's helpful to use the tail of the comb to separate the hair, especially breaking up the face framing and my crown area where my hair is a little bit fuller. I want to go in and tease it because it's going to give the illusion of fullness. So if you have thinner spots, finer spots, and you want a voluminous look, go ahead and break those curls up. If you curl the curls in with the right product and right amount of heat and procedure, they ain't going nowhere. You can break them up and get a full tousled look that doesn't show straight down to your roots. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you want some extra support maintaining your short hair, don't hesitate to click the link in the description below. Until next time, like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to y'all soon.